Well, guys, we take a look at this year, and the games are almost done. We figure we're pretty well hit the heavy ones. Now we're getting ready for 2025, and the list is starting to heat up. We definitely got some anticipation for some big titles. We have a small list of actual release dates that have been confirmed, and then games that have been confirmed for 2025. That is a long list. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go down the list. We'll start in January. We're going to miss a couple. We're going to highlight the ones that we feel probably the most intriguing to us. And we'll stop, we'll talk, and then continue on. But I'm going to rhyme off the ones that are confirmed per month, and then we'll get into like the long list, because there's a TBD for 2025, and that is a list that's a mile long.
It's not TBD, Drew. It's waiting for GTA 5, GTA 6 date. And then they have their date. They're just saying GTA 6, please say your date so we can announce ours.
No, that's fair. It's very, very fair. Yeah. So here's confirmed for January. Where things kind of hit hard for us is where we get started with Hyper Light Breaker. Early access on PC coming to Steam January 14th. Maybe Epic Game Store, not 100% on that, but at least Steam for sure. We were able to play it over at Summer Game Fest. Scott, I had a blast. I was able to play. I think it was myself and Steve who were able from the team able
about that one
to play it. And I can't wait for this because it's got co-op, so we're able to all jump in here and get going on that one. So that's going to be one I think is going to hit a sweet spot for those roguelike experiences that you want to go out, team up with your friends, and then continue on. You guys feel free, interrupt anytime you guys want to kind of keep talking. Otherwise, we're just going to start breaking down the list because it's a list and a half here. Scott, are you pumped for the next one? Is Donkey Kong Country Returns HD coming to Switch on January 16th?
Well, here's a big confession on my part, as I have not actually personally played a Donkey Kong Country game.
Wow.
I had no idea.
I've been third party, second party watching it many times. Tropical Freeze looked like a lot of fun, but I never ended actually playing it myself.
Man, that's one of my go-tos for Nintendo. Like, it was Donkey Kong back in the day. It was Donkey Kong Country. Me and my brother sitting down on the floor with our Nintendos and just play it. Man, it was a ton of fun, right? Going through the carts over the rails and stuff. I just memories.
I think this one's gonna flop, by the way. I don't want to be negative. I think it's gonna flop because it's not gonna be on the Switch 2, right? We're gonna get a Switch 2 announcement, we think, in January, and it's like, well, I don't want to buy a game for my Switch when the Switch 2 is coming out in March. I think this one's going to get kind of hosed on a bad release date.
It's an HD remaster again, though, right? Like, we talk about how many remasters do we want to get. Why can't we just get a new Donkey Kong game? Or are we waiting for the Switch 2?
I think we're waiting for the Switch 2.
That makes sense too, right? Tales of Grace's F Remastered coming to the PS4, PS5, Switch, PC, the Xboxes on January 17th. Dynasty Warriors Origins on PS5, PC, and the Xboxes on January 17th as well. Anybody here a Dynasty Warrior fan?
Way back in the day. My latest foray would have been the Hyrule Warriors series.
Which is...
Hyrule Warriors was awesome.
Damn good.
The perfect coat of paint that I wanted on top of a game like that.
No, for sure. Star Wars Episode 1, Jedi Power Battles for PC, PS4, PS5, Switch, and the Xboxes on January 23rd. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming to PC on January 23rd. Star Wars Hunters coming to PC on January 27th. Eternal Strands we're looking forward to. Michael and I were able to interview Jeff Skolsky on that one. So looking forward to Yellow Brick Games, their first approach into the gaming with their update on that one. And hands-on for sure. Looking for that one on January 28th. On PS5, Xboxes, and PC. Orcs Must Die Death Trap. I played Orcs Must Die on Stadia, I think is where it was.
Oh, was it?
It was on Stadia. Yeah, which is...
I think one of them is on Game Pass. I've been meaning to check it out.
I think it's 3. 3 might be on Game Pass. But yeah, this is coming to PC and the Xboxes on January 28th as well. Atomic Heart. Anybody for this one? January 28th.
So I didn't play Atomic Heart the first time. That's the one with crispy critters, right?
I mean, I wouldn't know, to be honest, that one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. Virtual Fighter 5 on PC, January 28th. January 28th is a big day. Marvel Spider-Man 2 coming to PC on the 30th. And the one I'm looking forward to is Sniper Elite Resistance, PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, January, excuse me, January 30th.
Fingers
That
crossed
one
on that
looks
one.
Yeah, that one looks cool, and I really hope it lands well. But as you name off the different consoles, can we just leave the past? I want to be current console only.
Yeah.
I hate
Yeah,
saying
no.
new console gen, and we're 4 years into it.
Well, yeah, it is. So I played it. I played it on preview. Granted, we played through this other third-party app that allows you to stream it from their side, so there was a bit of a delay, and I was hiccuping in the game. What I did play definitely feels like a Sniper Elite game, and kind of in my preview was I want to have full hands-on to get the full experience to see like what is new. There's a couple different things that they've introduced here, so it's going to be cool, but it isn't enough to iterate because we're going back to the usual time frame for Sniper Elite, right? Will they ever leave that World War II saga behind and just move on? I don't think so either, Michael. Really.
I'm
But
okay with that myself. You could roll it back even further in time, in my opinion. That would be cool if
really,
it were a World War
Wow.
One. I think
I
it would be very interesting. Well, back when single shot rifles were more of the standard, the norm, you would have to be quite exceptional to be a sniper. That might involve a whole lot more covering yourself with mud. Remember when Ghost Recon tried that?
dude, yeah, that was Breakpoint. You could do it, and then the guys go right by you, and you pop up. Too bad the game was broken at launch. It's been fixed since.
Unfortunate, man.
It's much better now, but it's still. I picked it up not too long ago. Actually, I was like, oh man, this is cool.
Oh.
But yeah, it was just one of those things. I don't know. You get this hunger to kind of dive back once in a while on some things, and that was I don't know why. Go play Wilds. But yeah, Sniper Elite Resistance is definitely one that's on my radar. But I would love to see a modern take on the Sniper Elite series. We do have Sniper Ghost Warrior series, which is by CI Games. It's a whole different company, right? It's not from Rebellion. Rebellion sticks normally with the World War eras, and yeah, I just want to see if they can change it up a little bit. Besides the zombies, let's get into February because. Oh, go ahead, Scott.
I wonder if it's a little too. I wonder if it's a little too modern, a little too close to what's going on now. How do you pick that? Is it? Would it just be the year 2000, whatever? We're in Desert Storm 2. It could work out, but I don't know if it might stray a little bit too close into real world people like Chris Kyle, the American sniper.
Gotcha. Yeah,
It'd be
that's
very
fair.
interesting to go through his thing, but I don't know if his family and the U.S. military indeed would enjoy that.
Probably not. Probably not. Let's get into February because that's things really started to heat up here in February. Midnight Murder Club is coming to PS5 and PC in February. No official date apparently as of yet, but things kick off with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 getting bumped early as of February 4th. PS5, PC, and the Xbox Series X and S. I want to stop right there because it was the 14th, I want to say, give or take. Does that sound right?
11th.
Was the 11th? Okay.
I thought it was like a week before Avowed is what I had in my head.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so now here we are. We're going on the 4th. They're going to be the first, I don't want to say real game, but the first like big title. The first big title of 2025 to really drop where there are a lot of eyes on it. Where are you guys at with Kingdom Come?
Very hopeful. I didn't play much of the first one, and it's strange because I don't know if it was on Game Pass or if I just played an hour and then it was a friend's game or something. Oh, that explains it then. Because at some point I went back to it. I tried to go back to it. It just wasn't there anymore. I was very disappointed by that because we talk about life sims or immersion sims. The idea that this game tracks so many different parts on you, and if people aren't going to like me if I smell too funny. It's going to be a flashback to high school, but I like that level of immersion.
Where you at, Michael?
Yeah, I'm pumped for this one. As you said, this is kind of like that first major non-remaster, non-re-release, if you want to say first
Not
real
a port.
AAA game. Yeah, not a port. So, I'm pumped. I'm glad they moved it up, right? Because Avowed, which we're going to talk about, another game I'm hyped for. So I'm glad there's that space. And if this game really pops, you're about to name some other games, Drew, that I think are going to suffer if we're all stuck on Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So, yeah, I'm like Scott. I'm very hyped. I think this could be a blast. I know people said the combat's not good. That's my one concern. If the combat still feels clunky, it might drive me away.
Yeah, that was the biggest problem of the first one was the combat, right? And that was my jump in. I'm like, okay, I want to play this. I see the potential. I hear all the feedback. I hear the excitement of watching people play. I jump in. The combat was like, whoa. What is happening here? And it definitely took me out of that RPG experience that I was really hoping to get out of this. So there's a lot more refining and the other details that they've added into the combat for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So I'm pretty hopeful on this one. Yeah, me too, right? But like Scott says though, right? If you smell it, people will call you out on that. So there's a lot of cool things here that I think are really gonna bring other
I want
stories to
that to
the
go
forefront.
even
Go ahead,
I
Scott.
want that to go even deeper. Sorry, I just thinking about the combat and how it's evolved and the immersion side to that as well. I want it to track my honor. And,
Ah, yeah, yeah.
if I use pocket sand in a fight too many times, I want to hear about that. I want it to cause a ruckus.
Yeah,
I
no.
want to be a man of the people, but not necessarily liked.
I'm curious to see where this lands and if it hits, because it could hit with everybody, or it could just, again, that combat could turn a lot of people off, right? From
Mhm.
there, on February 11th, coming to PC, PS5, Xboxes, and the Switch, is Civilization 7. It's a big title, not really in my wheelhouse. You guys?
Same. Nope.
No, I've stayed away. I think I only played Civilization Revolution on 360 a long time ago.
Right.
And that was because it was the most smooth brain simplified one for me.
Yeah. Game I'm looking forward to on February 14th, Assassin's Creed Shadows. I know there's a lot of skepticism, a
Ooh.
lot of worry here. Michael, you can start.
I think this is the future of Ubisoft right here. I think if this
Yeah.
game tanks,
Yeah.
we might be seeing a 10-cent buyout later on in the year. So I'm cautiously optimistic. I want it to be good. I like the Assassin's Creed franchise, but I just really don't see a world where, with everything that's gone on with this game, with everything that's gone on with Ubisoft, that this game is good at all. Yeah, I think this is going to be a flop.
What about you, Scott?
It has so much hanging in the balance. I agree with you that it's such a high pressure situation, but it does have such a hill to climb out of right
Yeah.
at the beginning because of all the different social scrutiny that this game's been put to. Some rightfully so, and some that I don't agree with. But
Yeah.
it's going to be incredible to see the review bomb, and then I'm hopeful though, and just the same as I have been fervently defending some games that came out this year. I think I want to be in the corner of Assassin's Creed. I want to champion this one, but oh, I'm really nervous about it myself. If Ubisoft drops this one, are we going to get Beyond Good and Evil 2?
No, we're
Would
not
that
getting
be
that at
a
all.
worth?
I
Would
don't think
that
we're
be a
getting that no
worthwhile
matter
sacrifice?
what. Yeah, we're not getting that game no matter what
No, we're
happens.
definitely not getting it. I'm pumped for Shadows. I know a lot of people are worried. I wouldn't say that I'm not worried, but I am definitely more on the excited side of it, just because I'm such an Assassin's Creed fan, and I've now been hungering for a new one and waiting, right? Because it's been a while.
Mirage was great.
Mirage was fantastic. I felt it was a return to form, where Shadows is about to open that back up again, right? So when we had Valhalla, I'm 150, 160 some odd hours into that one. Okay, we're done. Getting into Mirage, I 100% of that game 50 hours. 100% of it. I'm like 50 hours. Done. Cool. Had a great time. Want to go back to it. I got nothing else to do. I'm like, man, looking for the next one. Shadows goes to feudal Japan. I'm like, about time. They have to nail this without a doubt. This has to be their best selling Assassin's Creed to date. Will it? Time will tell. And of course, we'll fill you in too.
I think if
it's
you're a
gonna be
big fan of Assassin's Creed, you have to support this. This is the one. We're going to Japan.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah.
ever going to throw your hat into the ring, this is the time.
Yeah.
You think this one gets delayed, Drew? You've been saying for a while you don't think this is the date. Do you still on that, or do you think we get it?
I still think it gets delayed. I still think that they delay it about 2 months. I think it gets delayed by 2 months. I don't think they're going to be quite ready. They say they are ready, so I might come back and have to eat some crow on this. But if that's the case, then that's a bonus for me, right? But I think at the end of the day, I don't think they're going to be ready. They delayed it because we should have been already playing this game, right? Technically by now. Yeah. So we don't get it yet. They delayed it to February. That's only a few more months delayed, but I don't know if it's going to be completely polished, but just by the sheer size and scope of this game and the amount of attention to detail that they have to be on, because like Scott said, from the scrutiny behind it all, right? So you can't drop the ball here. Otherwise, I think you're setting the rest of the Assassin's Creed series up for failure. So there's a lot riding on Shadows.
I'm worried that this is going to be part of the deal, part of the gamble with a potential buyer is, what if we hold Assassin's Creed Shadows until after a sale where Ubisoft retains the value? I want Ubisoft to succeed and I want their value to climb, but I'm
Sure.
just worried about that. It depends on the confidence level, really.
There's a ton of worry here behind this one, without a doubt. Let's get into Tomb Raider 4, 5, and 6 remastered coming to everything on the 14th. We don't need this. I just need a new Tomb Raider game.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nice.
I would like a new one or a remaster of a 360 era one. I had some fun on one of those. Can't remember the title of it.
Can't remember what it was. Lost Records,
It was
Bloom and
Tomb Raider.
Rage. Tape 1 is coming out as well on PS5, series consoles, PC, February 18th. The big one to near the end of the month, mid of the month, I guess I'd say, is Avowed. Avowed is all eyes on it. It is technically, from what I understand and what we've heard, is already ready to go. So, PC, Xbox Series X and S, and I'm putting it in there, PS5. Not on February 18th. You're gonna wait till next, I'd say 6 months, and then it'll come over to PS5, right? Where things are standard with what we were covering earlier. But yeah, eventually it'll make its way over, right?
They're gonna have to figure out the how to turn off PSSR on that before they release it. I've seen too many updates now coming to reverse that PlayStation Pro.
Yeah,
I hope that's not complicating
problems.
I hope that's not complicating a port over. If we're going to be porting Xbox games, I want them to be successful on PlayStation.
No, for sure. Avowed. Where's everybody's hype level right now for Avowed?
Let's say equal to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, right? I think those games kind of are, for me, like a 1 and 2 in this month in terms of that fantasy RPG setting. There's another big one we're going to talk about that's kind of in its own category, but no, I think this is like a 1A and a 1B. I think if I love Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, I'm worried I'm not going to get enough time to play Avowed, so I'm kind of very hesitant. But I think this game's going to be a ton of fun. It looks a lot of fun. It's on Battle.net, too. They've kind of snuck that in. I've got it on my promotions whenever I open Battle.net. So
really?
Microsoft is really trying to shove this on everybody they can. So I'm curious. I'm optimistic. I think this one could be fun, but I think it really depends on if Shadows is good, Avowed is going to get swallowed up. And if Kingdom Come Deliverance is good, Avowed might want to also kind of consider that pushback date as well.
Yeah. Can you imagine if we got Avowed already? They'd be in such a better place, I think. Right?
I think they would have. For myself, it's missed the window. I was extremely excited about it at one point. I think we were talking about this almost 2 years ago. It may have been further back, but the idea of the game. But since the more I think about it, the more I see on it, and the more I see its potential competitors, I'm more excited about Kingdom Come Deliverance for two reasons. One, it's kind of I feel like it's more of a breakout, although it's a sequel.
Sure.
And secondly, I think it's going to be more grounded, where I want it to be a little more heavy, weighty, grounded immersion without mixing too much magic in there. I'm not certain if there's even a fantasy element necessarily to Kingdom Come.
There isn't.
Other than it's not the real Bohemia. We all know that. But
yeah, no, it is set real world, real settings, real. Where Avowed is like the complete opposite of that, right? Yeah. So I think it's more of a what's in your taste buds. What are you wanting or hunger for right now in that genre, right? For when it comes to an RPG. So Avowed hype level for me, I'm kind of caught, I guess, at the same time. If, like you say, Michael, if Kingdom Come goes first, then I may be just swallowed up into that. And then once Shadow hits, and if it hits the way I'm hoping it does, nothing else for me is going to matter for most of that month, because it will be all Shadows for me, right?
Yep.
So, but Avowed, it's there. I'm curious to see, from what we've heard with other people getting hands-on, it is damn good. Which, again, it is Obsidian, so you expect that. But let's get into February 21st with Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Another quirky. If you're into Yakuza games, this is another one for you. I am not a Yakuza fan.
No,
not me.
No.
It's out there for somebody, but it's just too wacky for me.
It's up there for Brad from Northern Nerdcast. Monster Hunter Wilds ends the month for February 28th. This is the big one to wrap up the month. So now I'm like, okay, gotta get through Kingdom Come. I gotta get through Assassin's Creed. Gotta get through Lost Records, Avowed, and then Monster Hunter. Like, there's 5 games on my list just for the month of February. And there's ones we haven't even covered for February, right? Like, there's a huge month. Something's got to move. And this is why I kind of go, maybe Shadows should move. Or maybe Avowed should move once again. But if Avowed's ready, just get it out, I think, at the end of the day. If they're lucky, Shadows will move for them, and they won't have to worry about it, because they have to worry about Monster Hunter on the 28th, without a doubt. Wilds looks absolutely incredible.
Well, something from Obsidian, though, it stands a good chance of lasting a long time, being more timeless than some of these other ones might be. So hopefully that one will still remain good on the back burner.
Hopefully. Michael, where's your hype level? Did you jump into the beta at all?
I did a little bit. I think this game's gonna. We talked about Kingdom Come being the first AAA game, first major game.
Yeah.
I think this is the first game of the year contender we're gonna play in Monster Hunter Wilds. I think it is that good if it hits. Played a little bit of the beta, absolutely loved it. All the hype is there. The game looks amazing, right? We've seen the trailers, the reveals from Capcom. Yeah, I think this is your first legitimate. Obviously, I think we all know who's going to win Game of the Year, but when you're talking Game of the Year finalist, I think this is the first one you'll play. And yeah, I think every other game needs to get themselves wrapped up, right? Which Avowed does have that 10-day window, but yeah, this is going to dominate. Yeah. Cannot wait to play this game. Co-op, it's going to be fantastic. This, of all the games in February, it is the one I'm looking forward to. And probably, even if I'm not done with Avowed, even if I'm not done with Kingdom Come, I'm going to say, all right, your shelf, you know, the Toy Story, I don't want to play with you anymore. I'm playing Monster Hunter Wilds.
And the reason I think Wilds is going to hit so hard is because it's got co-op, where everything else we've talked about throughout the month of February is single player. And granted, I'm down for a good single player game, but the minute Monster Hunter Wilds was announced, I looked immediately to my brother and said, yo, you, me, let's go. Yes, all in, right? And then Scott's going to join us too, I can almost guarantee. Or yourself, Michael, you're more than welcome to join us too. There's only 3 people I believe you can have, so that's the biggest problem. But me, my brother, day in, day out again, right? Now, Skull and Bones, my brother and I hung out and played 60 hours deep, 70 hours deep in that stupid game. But because it was co-op, that was that's just it, right? Even if the game isn't good, I get to hang out with my brother, chill, go cut off a tail, take it back, craft up, loot up, all that kind of stuff. And it's such in my wheelhouse too, that I cannot wait. So, Michael, before we wrap up February, Monster Hunter Wilds is your most anticipated title for the month of February.
Yep.
Scott, where are you at?
Oh, definitely. I have to agree. Monster Hunter Wilds is definitely the one. But because of that co-op element, just like you said, it's the idea, man, I have so many memories of the 3DS playing Monster Hunter 3. Maybe it was 4. I think it was 3, but it's that far back again now that the memory's getting faded. I can't wait to renew those because, again, I had so much fun with Monster Hunter Worlds. With my housemate, my roommate, my friends, and at the time it was just a roving band of monster hunters, and I had so much fun with that. I can't wait for this one to drop, and you're gonna be my prime buddy on that one. So I hope
I'm good with that. Yeah,
schedule in accordance.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll be on it for review too, and there'll be a group of us going. So we'll be way ahead of my brother before he passes us, like he often does. It's yeah, I think Monster Hunter Wilds is there for me at the top, but I'm kind of like Shadows for me is still my go-to. I'm such an Assassin's Creed guy that Shadows, if it connects, man, watch out. And then once Wilds drop, yeah, which is understandable too, right? I get it. I absolutely get it. But yeah, it's the co-op factor that, hey, I can go chill out. It's not PvP, but what do I do every single night? I'm playing a competitive game of some sort, right? Or I'm playing with people. I think that's the biggest thing. At the end of the day, I wrap up, I game with my wife, I game with Scott on a nightly basis almost. Right, so there's a lot of this. I'm hanging out with friends and we're chilling out, and that's where Wilds is really gonna hit that spot. So can't wait. Let's get into March. We're gonna breeze through a little bit of this because I think a lot of us are just gonna be on the same page here. Football Manager 25 doesn't really matter to a lot of us. Coming sometime in March. Killing Floor 3 comes sometime in March. March 6th, though, is getting Split Fiction. This is the Joseph Fares Studios over at Hazelight. We saw this at the Game Awards. It was announced. It was revealed. We got a gameplay. You get half fantasy, half sci-fi, and you mix the two together. Hype level, guys, where we at?
Through the roof. I cannot wait for Split Fiction. Everything I saw from the release or the reveal of it, I mean, is just incredible. And you know, I think I've kind of a little bit in love with Joseph Fares now.
He's a quirky guy, man. He's such a off the cuff, cares free, doesn't give a crap about anything or anybody. This is how it goes.
He's top 3 in my, you know, people I'd like to have a beer with.
Oh, that's fair. That's very fair. Michael, where are you at with Split Fiction?
I'm hyped. I'm just worried it's going to get swallowed up. We just spent like, what, 10 minutes talking about Monster Hunter, right? And this is only a week after Monster Hunter. And so that is my only concern with this. The release date to me, I get it. Put out in March. I'm not saying delay it a month or 2 months, but man, I'm worried that we're all going to be on Monster Hunter and Split Fiction comes out and you're like, all right, well, only 2 of us can play Split Fiction, but we have 3 of us. Let's just go play Monster Hunter, right? That's my only concern. Hype's through the roof,
Sure.
But man, being so close to Monster Hunter, if it hits the way we all think it's gonna hit, I can see this kind of getting swallowed up, and then people are like, "Oh crap, I gotta go play Split Fiction," and now we're in April because they've been in Monster Hunter for so long.
Yeah, which is absolutely understandable. I think I'm right there with both of you too, right? The hype level's there, but we're already going to be on something else. Probably is the biggest problem, right? At the end of the night, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna play co-op with more people than just the two of us, me and my wife, or whatever, right? So, yeah, but it definitely looks like a cool game. We'll be in on it for sure. It'll be there. I wonder, will it come to Game Pass day one or just the EA early access? You think, right? That's the
interesting. I didn't consider that at all.
Just my little 2 cents in there. We'll see what happens. Frag Punk coming to PC, Xbox Series XS, and PS5 March 6th. I think that one gets missed. Straight up. I think Frag Punk comes and goes, and then we just don't hear about it the week after. Just gone. Right?
No, the game's cool, but how's it going to compete with something like Valorant? It's just, I wouldn't want to step into the ring with Valorant, no matter who you are.
Nope. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remastered coming out March 6th. I think none of us are really too concerned about that one. Wonder Stop coming to PC and PS5 March 11th. Lost Records Bloomin' Rage Tape 2. This is the second episode, we'll call it. So that one's cool. We'll be on that one. That is March 18th. PS5, Xbox Series XS and PC. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. Again, another Switch remaster coming out March 20th. Whatever, right? So they had a bunch of other things. Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game. This isn't going to be for everybody. Scott, you played this down at Summer Game Fest. Where you at?
Here's another one that I feel compelled to defend already preemptively before release. I felt compelled to defend it against its big social onslaught on social media and stuff, because I think this is going to be a really cute, a really comfortable game. And I think it settles into a niche that is going to speak to a lot of people. There's a lot of people that, love Lord of the Rings, but they're not quite into the combat all the time. They don't want to just play the Two Towers again and again and again.
Yeah.
Although those games were so good. That's a topic for another time. But the Tales of the Shire game just seems like something I could forget my troubles in and lose myself in for a couple hours.
Oh, it's cool. I'm
all
gonna
about cooking
check it out.
food. That's a good way of speaking to me.
Yeah, it's that cozy game, right? Like that's like their approach and their appeal. So we'll see. It depends on what else we're doing. I think really what it comes down to. Fall is the big heavy hitter, I think, for the month of March between Split Fiction. I'm gonna say Split Fiction, and then Fall.
Yeah.
Fall's the newest game coming out of Rebellion, right? Is where it is. That's their upcoming game. Everybody's talking about it. Some people have had hands-on, have had great things to say. Very, very cool. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Stalker 2 in a sense. So we'll see how that one plays out on March 27th. Hitman World of Assassination. Damn it, I love IO. I think those guys are just what an incredible team. I love the World of Assassination. I love Hitman. It is one of my go-to. I still have it on my console. I'm about to jump in so I can take out Jean-Claude Van Damme. That is my go-to right now. But this is going to PSVR 2. Terrifies the crap out of me because I hear it doesn't work all that well. So that's a little disappointing.
No.
But the first Berserker of Kazan. Anybody pumped for this one on PC, PS5, Xbox consoles on March 27th? Nothing.
I've seen a bit of rumblings on it, but no, I haven't seen enough to really have an opinion on it one way or the other.
Yeah, we saw it at the Game Awards, right? So we saw a trailer. Where were you at with that one, Michael?
Cinematic trailer, right? No.
Lost me. Come and go. Yeah, that's fair.
It's, if you want to give me a gameplay trailer, I can be hyped. But I mean, you're giving me cinematic trailers 3 months before release, I'm out. Man, I need a real trailer. Maybe a real trailer sucks me in. I think this game could suck me in. But from what I've seen, I'm sitting on the sidelines until I see more.
Yeah, that'll pretty well wrap up March. We get into April, a couple little things, nothing really heavy hitting, I think, at the end of the day. I'm pretty excited, though, for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, which is coming on April 24th. But now we're starting to get into the list of we don't really know where people are dropping their games, right? The Last of Us Part 2 coming to PC. Scott, you'll be excited for that one on April 3rd.
You're right. I still have some time to beat the first one. Yeah. Again, another. This is all a confessional to me.
Yeah, right. Good luck. And then we got a little bit in May here with Revenge of the Savage Planet, and then October with Double Dragon Revive, which I thought would look pretty cool too. Then we get into the list of other games that have been announced for for consoles in 2025. We'll see if they actually drop and what kind of gets moved, right? Well, I'm a big fighting guy. So for me, it is 2XKO coming out of Riot. Their fighting game on the League of Legends side of things. Super, super cool looking. Will it connect? I don't know. I've heard great things. I haven't been able to get in on. It wasn't a beta they called it. They called it something else. It's like a flight test. Either way. But I'll be looking forward to jumping in on that and playing that one. I don't know if either of you guys interested. Probably not, eh?
I never really got into the League of Legends side of things, so I'm not sure if it'll really have that kind of influence on me. But maybe this is old me shaking my fist at the clouds. This silly Zoomer titling 2XKO. Can I call it?
I hate the title. Yeah, I hate the title. I really don't like the title at all.
2XKO? How am I supposed to say?
2XKO is how they reference that. So yeah, we'll see. Michael, not your thing.
I mean, I'm a big Riot guy. Right? I love League of Legends, so I'll hop in just for that. Again, though, as Scott said, I haven't heard a single person who thinks this title sounds good. I think Project L, I think was the first one.
Project L.
Yeah, just stick with that. That's honestly
just leave it there.
Than 2XKO. Yeah, no, I think the title is going to drive more people away, but no, I love League of Legends. Big Arcane guy. I'll hop in. Won't be very good at it, but it's got that draw, so at least I'll try it out.
Yeah, and it's co-op too, right? So it is 2 versus 2. And you flip it on the fly. So yeah, sounds cool to me. 33 Immortals looks pretty sweet.
That's what I'm looking forward to whenever it finally decides to stick a landing.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing, right? These are all been now. We're now in just the predictions of what should be coming in 2025. ANO 117. Scott and I are ANO fans. I'm looking forward to this one a little bit for sure. I want to see a lot more on it. Arc Raiders. This is their extraction shooter, right? It could really hit. It's coming to PC, PS5, Xbox consoles. I'm looking for my next extraction shooter on console because I don't have one. Vigor is about the only one I jump back into, and that is it. Delta Force is on PC.
I haven't thought about that game in years.
Right? Yeah, it was fun, but again, it's time for something else. I think Arc 2. Do you guys think we even see Arc 2 next year?
No, I don't think we see it ever. I think that ship has sailed.
Yeah. Yeah,
no, you don't think it's coming at all, eh?
I don't think we get it.
Oh, really? You don't think? Oh, I think we'll get it. I just don't know if we'll get it next year.
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna get it. If we don't get it next year, you're too far gone at that point. Just
it's gonna be renamed at that point.
Yeah, that's funny. Borderlands 4. That was coming.
Oh no,
this could be so good or so bad.
So we saw the reveal, right? Randy Pitchford comes out on the Game Awards and he spins around. He's got number 4 in his jacket. It looks horrible. But the game itself actually looked pretty cool. I'm not a Borderlands fan, so I'm like, is this the one that could pull me in? They've actually changed up the models too. In this case, they look. I don't know what it is, but there's definitely a different art direction than they took with it. But it still has that. I'm calling it cel shaded. I'm sure somebody's going to come at me in the comments about it. But it has that look, right? That comic book feel still. I think it looks cool. Is it enough? We will see. Where do you guys think we actually see this game drop? Getting it next year, but 2K is also dropping, Take-Two, sorry. They're also dropping 2 other games throughout the rest of the year.
I'm thinking it's going to be in the back half.
Really?
I'm saying the fall. I'm going to guess for a November or an October release because it's just, I don't know what it is that speaks to me that says that, but it's just, I think it's really got to nail its own personality though, especially because the movie came out and I haven't watched it. I heard if you watch it like it's supposed to be a comedy, it's not awful, but the biggest problem with that movie that I've heard regardless is that it doesn't know what it wanted to do. It didn't know its own source material. It was one of those awful misfires. And if this game follows that up, I think it's really I think this is a make or break for Borderlands.
Yeah, I think you're right on there.
3 was just kind of pedaling to nowhere, and the one before that I ignored completely. So it's
fair. I think you either love Borderlands or you don't, right? Michael, where are you at with Borderlands 4? When do we get it?
I'm gonna go the opposite of Scott. I think this one is the first one of that trio of Take-Two games, right? This one, Mafia and GTA. I think this is the first one to come out, and I think Scott's right there. I think this is make or break, right? Borderlands 2, one of the best games of all time. Absolutely love that game. Played the heck out of it. Borderlands 3, again, Scott 100% right. That game was just absolute drivel. It kind of just existed for some purpose. And the
voice actor I liked, but
yeah, I mean, that's like maybe the nicest thing I've heard someone say about Borderlands 3. So I think the problem is like the humor in Borderlands, it's just so hit or miss, and it hits so well in 2 They tried to double down in 3, and it's just like, okay, you're trying too hard, right? The whole point of Borderlands is it's funny without you trying to make all this slapstick references, all these meme references. So I think this is the first one, and I think of the 3 games, I think Take-Two internally, I would have this one feels like the weakest, right? I think Mafia: The Old Country is going to be amazing. Don't need to say anything more about GTA. I think they dropped this one early, like in April or May, get it out there, give it time to breathe, and then say, all right, we're going to Mafia, right? If Borderlands absolutely flops, boom, Mafia is right there to save them. If it goes big, cool, it carries them. But I think this is the first one. I think this is the weakest of their titles, and they just want it out there and just let it do its thing. And I think it's going to be mid. I think it's just mid.
That's fair. That's fair. I think we see it in March.
I feel like March is going to be another big title gets added, right? As you talk about, Split Fiction and nothing.
Yeah, pretty well, right? Yeah. So I think we'll see Borderlands 4 drop in March. And then coming up after that is Clear Obscure Expedition 33. I remember something in the back of my mind on this game, and I remember going, damn, this looks cool, but I don't remember exactly what it is. There's so many games we cover on a daily basis, right?
Yeah,
well, there's too many 33s in the title.
Well, that there's that now too. I don't know what that is with 33.
Is the only one.
Yeah. So that one's in 2025.
2033, anyone?
Yeah, right. Crimson Desert is one of my highlights, most anticipated titles of 2025. I'm a little concerned though because it's late 2025. When we say late, I'm going all the way to December for this one. I think is when. Because I think we're going to get GTA 6. We'll get to GTA 6 eventually. But GTA 6, I think, will be in around that September, October release. And that's what they're waiting for. Everybody now at this point is like, okay, when are you guys dropping your game? So that we can announce when we're going to drop ours, right?
Yeah.
Crimson Desert, one of those titles. Is one of those titles that is definitely waiting to hear when they can drop their game. It's probably get locked and loaded. If they have to, they can drop in September. If they probably don't want to, though, it's kind of my guess because they're probably predicting GTA 6. And that way they're waiting. So it's out late 2025. Hype level for me is massive on this game. I think it's going to be one of I called it the Witcher of 2025 for me.
Big praise.
That's a big praise. It's a big high hopes. I'm not sure if I share that same confidence with you, but
you should.
I'm wondering when it'll actually drop because of the idea of dodging around Grand Theft Auto. Is it true that Crimson Desert has more of an Asian audience to draw from? Because I think maybe that'll kind of separate it from GTA enough.
Well, it is Pearl Abyss, right? Who make the Black Desert.
Crimson Desert. Or, sorry, Crimson Desert. Yeah, Black Desert's being the first one.
Yeah, Black Desert Online, right? Which is absolutely huge. So, yeah, they're pulling from that audience. But Crimson Desert, I think, is their other little RPG approach into our side of things. We're still going to pull from that audience regardless, but they're doing a lot more things that are going to pull me in, I feel, and a lot of us who are waiting for that next Witcher experience to get into this. They keep dropping like boss fights. Wow. Like holy crap. Like it is stunning to watch what they're pulling off. And if it's already that polished, they're going to be locked and loaded for sometime next year. They have a full year still somewhat to more or less polish up. But for me, man, I cannot wait. I'm just so concerned now I'm going to spend 400 hours trying to get this game done. Right?
I think this was the big winner for me of the Game Awards in terms of gameplay showed, right? Like the moment we're flying on a dragon, I'm like, yeah, I'm all in. Put me in there. This looks sick. Everything Drew said is right. Release is going to be so key. I'm with you. I'm thinking November, December, right?
Yeah.
Give GTA a couple months, right? And then it's like, all right, we play GTA. We're not going to get the GTA diehards, but we're going to get the people who, like me, went in. I did what I can. I'm not going to play the story of GTA. I'm going to go in. I'm going to steal a jet. All right, I'm bored. I want to do something more serious. I think, yeah, November, December. But, man, I think this game is going to be so awesome. We were flying on a dragon in the trailer. I was like, all right, check. I'm ready. This looks sick.
I hope they launch soon enough that they're in the wheelhouse for the Game of the Year discussion at the Game Awards. I think that's the whether or not they can win. I don't know, right? Obviously, but GTA 6, I think everybody's just terrified. Death Stranding 2 on the beach is coming out next year. Apparently, at some point, we'll see. Nobody really knows, right?
I really just want Kojima to make a movie for it so I can understand it within a comfortable time frame.
Yep, absolutely. Me too. I'm right there with you. Dispatch coming to consoles and PC. That one looks a little weird, to say the least. It's got Laura Bailey in it, which I'm like all over for that, but I was not expecting this art style. So I don't know. I wasn't expecting this whole direction, honestly, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that one goes. The other one here is Doom: The Dark Ages, PS5.
Oh.
Yep. PC and
I
Xbox
like how
Series X and S. So
I know it's alphabetical, but I like how PS5 is listed first.
yeah.
This is an Xbox.
Oh, right. Man, it just seems so weird to see PS5, but whatever. It came out in the trailer when Michael and I caught it. It was like, yo, will you see that? You go, yeah, I saw that. It was, what the? But there it is. I'm not a Doom guy, just straight up. This does not matter to me whatsoever. I know, Scott, you are. This is all you.
Oh yes, I may ascend that weekend, like I into a pure ball of energy. I cannot wait.
Yeah, no, it's good. I think it'll be good without a doubt because it's just fantastic studio, right? So
and they're doing some cautious things that have me a little bit worried. The idea that they're changing up some of the gameplay with a shield, you're not often supposed to be defending, so I'm wondering how that's going to work in. But even
we'll see.
then, like Kratos had a shield, so I think we can make it work.
Yeah, man, Kratos is awesome. Dune Awakening, I can't wait. This is another one. It's on PC. I'm really wanting it to come to console so I can hang out with my brother more and do that because it is a co-op experience. You're going out there, you're forming guilds. It is like an MMO in the Dune universe, and it's going to be massive. The end game, I've already seen parts of the end game. Looks fantastic. I'm hyped for it. The building in this is going to be unbelievable. It's the same team. It's a Funcom, so it's the same team that brought us Conan, right? So there's a lot going on in this one. A lot of details that they paid attention to from the movies and so forth and the books. So it's going to be super, super cool. Dying Light the Beast. Scott, I think you more for this one. Michael and I are like, nah, we ain't playing this.
Nope.
Yeah, I feel like I've skipped too much of the Dying Light so far. I have to get into one of them.
That's fair. Well, we can all get into Elden Ring Night Rain. That one is coming. I'm excited for that. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all on that one. Fable. I'm waiting for the PS5.
I've never been a Fable guy. I've
Really,
never been a Fable guy. So
fair.
if it's on Game Pass day one, I'll check it out. But you kind of said we care more about the fact that this is going to PlayStation.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll be on it.
I'll be on it too. I'm looking forward to this one. It's nice to see them finally come back, and I want to see if they can pull it off. I think this is the other side of it, right? There's a lot of pressure right now. Was this the beginning or the end of Fable for the next generation moving forward, right? We can turn this into another trilogy. We can turn this into a long-running series. If it works, will it work?
I kind of hope it drops as a one and done.
One and done? You don't want it anymore?
Yeah. Fable 1 stands out just so much more than Fable 2 or 3 to me. So it's
where do you put it? Where do you drop Fable next year?
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting idea. Try and get away from some of these single player RPGs like Avowed, but at the same time, you don't want to wait too long.
No,
the
right?
dreaded GTA sunset is eventually coming.
What
if they really throw us off? What if they put GTA off like in the second quarter of the year and just really throw a wrench into everybody's plan?
Can you imagine? That would just screw up so many people.
Well, they get to do what they want, though.
No, yeah, they don't care about anything. FBC Firebreak, which is going to be the Control multiplayer spinoff, which is pretty different looking.
Really helpful for that one.
We'll see. Ghost of Yote. I'm all over this one. PS5 exclusive. So we'll see how that one goes. I can't wait. Big Ghost fan. So I think Sucker Punch is ready to line up their sequel and kind of knock those one even further out of the park. Ghost of Tsushima was such a welcome surprise coming from them. So now to get in the sequel, gonna be awesome. When does it drop again, right? Is this one of those? Oh my goodness. Where are you guys gonna put this so you have the month to shine? Because it's just heating up. Let's get into the big one. It is GTA 6. Coming to consoles. No PC at launch. Going to be massive. Pick your month, boys. Pick your poison. What do you got, Michael?
I'm gonna go with October.
Fair.
That's what I think. I think October is, little trailer 2 a little delayed, but I think October feels like the right month for them.
Scott?
I'm gonna go with September. For some reason I feel like the GTA 5 originally launched in September of 2013.
Okay.
For some reason that seems like a good window to catch the back to school. Everybody's back talking about what they did that weekend, and that's the time to really spike it.
I think we're in September with the delay on the online, which then drops in November.
I think
The
that's
back half
reasonable.
of November is kind of where I'm
Yeah.
at with that one. So yeah, from there's a ton of others here too. Hell is Us coming to PC, PS5. Indiana Jones: The Great Circle going to PS5. Instinction, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. I haven't seen anything on that lately, so I'm a
I'm
little
not.
hesitant.
I'm not. What is John Carpenter's name doing on that? Because I don't know what it
He's
ties
on
into
it.
anything.
He's the creator behind this one, so I'm curious to see. He announced that he's working on it, and then he just vanished. So
See, John Carpenter
who
to me
knows?
is physical effects. So how do you work physical effects into a game without putting it on Switch?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Little Nightmares 3. Anybody hyped for that?
I am extremely hyped for that. My brother and I talked about it a couple days ago. Even just
Nice.
he doesn't play a whole lot of games. Little Nightmares is one that's on the radar. And
Hmm.
am I correct in thinking that this one is going to be co-op, or is that
Yep. Nope, you're right.
Reanimals now? Very similar look to it.
No, it's co-op. It has co-op features in it.
Oh,
So yeah, I know my kid's all over it too. He can't wait. Mafia: The Old Country coming in the summer. This is again why we feel that Borderlands 4 would be more around the March, at least why I feel. And then you're gonna kind of follow that up with September with GTA 6. This is where I'm at. Cannot wait for Mafia: The Old Country. I think it looks phenomenal. We saw a gameplay teaser.
Yep.
What we're gonna get into. It is the Mafia that I want. It's set in Italy, and it looks sick. Got
oh, I cannot wait. I really spent a huge amount of time with Mafia 2.
yeah.
I completely skipped over 1. I wasn't even aware of the series at the time, and then I missed 3, but it kind of seems like that was a gift, but
Yeah, yeah. Michael, you're hyped for this one?
unfortunately.
Yeah, I never really played Mafia, but you kind of got me hyped for it. I'm excited. Again, this and Crimson Desert were my big two that actually gave us gameplay from the Game Award. I'm like, dang, I want to check this one out. Same thing for you, as you said, this comes summer. That's why I think Borderlands, as you said, going to be that March, April. Can't wait for this one. I think this is going to be a ton of fun. I think this could be the game of the summer, right? Everything else,
Yeah.
I feel like is either trending really early or going to be like in that July window, right? So I think, especially if you kind of like hold GTA's announcement, everyone's holding, and then you go, bam, here's Mafia, no one can react. I think this is going to be a great summer game to play. The setting feels fantastic. Cannot wait to play this game. Definitely one of the more games that I haven't played that is serious. I'm super hyped to get into now.
That's cool. I
I
started with 1. So, and then I
really
went into
hope
2
they
and 3. Very cool.
I really hope they lean into the story heavily, and I think it could easily be the game of the summer. I think you're right. If it
Yeah.
sticks to the story elements and what makes that special versus running around in an open world, because we're already waiting for Rockstar to give us that.
Yep, absolutely. I think this is
Yep.
going to be cool. I think we're in for a great time with that one. Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. I don't think we see that next year at all.
Really?
I think it's a 2026 title. I don't think we see it in 2025. I think that one's
Was that
not
announced early last year? I think it
Yeah.
was. It's been quite some time now. I had initial.
Was it
interest in
D-Day?
it,
It was
but
like the Disney event, right? I think that's when they revealed it.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah. Mecha Break, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond coming to Switch.
Oh,
I think that
that
one's
one.
overdue, right? I think that one's a given. Where do they put it next year?
Overdue is an understatement. I think it's about 20 years overdue. And but I'm thinking it's going to be tail end of the year, because this is my belief that it's going to be a split release. Switch 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Get 2 if you want it to be the hype next version, the better option, but we have that backwards compatibility with the 1, so I think it'll be one of those. It'll either release alongside the Switch 2 or just beforehand.
That's fair. I really got nothing on it. I'm not much of a Switch person, we'll call it at this point. Moonlighter 2, though, The Endless Vault, I can't wait for. That one's coming out next year. Looking forward to that. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Big surprise. That one's coming in the summertime. Looks super cool. One move away. I don't remember what that one is. Pokemon Legends, though. Anybody care for this one? Michael, you're a big Pokemon guy.
Okay, I'm pumped for this one. I think this is going to be fantastic, right? I hope it looks good on the Switch, too. That was the problem with the Pokemon games on the Switch. They kind of look like trash, so I'm hoping this one looks good. If you're a Pokemon fan, I think the best mechanic they've ever added is coming back, which is the Mega Evolutions, right? Cannot wait to see. So I'm super hyped for this one. I just hope it looks good, right? Like we talk about all the time, Drew, the Switch 2, just the hardware doesn't seem like it needs to be where it's actually at. And I hope we don't get all the memes of like, yeah, this tree looks like a PC game from 1995, like we had with some of the Pokemon games on the Switch 1. So I'm pumped for this. I just want it to look good. And we'll see when the Switch 2 comes out. I think this could be a launch title or shortly after. Kind of depends if they want to put this or Metroid as like a launch title, since I don't think we're getting a Zelda game as a launch title like we usually do.
Oh, I could see them doing both, but again, it was with that assumption that we will get a Zelda as well, because I'm used to that trio leading it off. But
Fair enough. Rematch is that new soccer game coming from the team over at that made Sifu. Big twist.
Oh yeah,
right.
It looks cool, right? It's like Rocket League.
Kinda, yeah. Arcade.
It kind of looks. If you could control, if everybody gets a person like me, you, and Scott, we're all three on there, kind of like Rocket League. I think this could be kind of fun.
I think it would be different. That's for sure. I'm interested to try it out. So very
what
curious.
What makes that different from a standard kind of soccer game? Is it going to be, I jokingly said Shaolin soccer out loud because I thought, well, maybe they'll just really ham it up, really make it special, really make it something unique, and that would be, well, memorable to say the least.
I think it's just so stylized compared to your usual what's now called FC instead of FIFA, where it's just something that's a little bit more laid back, more relaxed, and easier to get into than having
you're not
try
allowed,
to.
You're not allowed to fight in soccer, are you? It's not like hockey.
No, you're not.
Because then the Sifu influence could really come in strong.
Thinking City 2 is coming out next year. Skate coming to early access. Slay the Spire 2 is coming out. I'm like, that one's all right. That was a nice surprise. Michael,
fun.
you called that one out. I did not see that one coming. South of Midnight, again, another Xbox title coming out next year. Cannot wait for South of Midnight. I think it looks absolutely incredible. Got such a unique art style and direction. I fell in love the minute we saw it. Where are you guys at with this one?
I think it looks cool. I think release day is going to be very key for South of Midnight, right? I think avoiding the early part of the year, probably even want to maybe avoid Mafia, but then it's like, okay, if we avoid Mafia, the old country, now we have to worry about GTA. I think this game could either absolutely hit if it comes out at the right time, or could immediately be swallowed up because, I mean, we've talked for a while now, all the other big titles, but I think this game looks cool. I just hope it gets the ability to be seen by everybody else and doesn't just kind of get a bad release date and then swallowed up.
Fair.
Yeah, you can't have this launch alongside Avowed. I think that would be a big mistake. But I'm not sure if I have much hype in the way of South of Midnight, just because I'm not sure that I've seen a whole lot. Sure. I remember some CG trailer, an announcement, I believe.
Yep.
Something about an incredibly realistic looking tree or hyper realized tree sticks out in my mind for some reason, but that's just the logo, I believe. So I want to know more about it, but other than that, I really can't say too much.
Yeah,
How long do you think until it comes to PlayStation?
Not that long. Honestly, I think
6 months.
Yeah, tops. Like maybe even 3.
Oh, yeah.
Splitgate 2 is in there, coming out next year. Stellar Blades coming out on PC. That is, The Altars is something that Scott and I have been kind of keeping an eye on. It's been such a unique game coming out of 11-bit studios that definitely curious to see where that one drops. Q1 it says, so that should be the early half of 2025, which is probably the best spot for it. If I had to guess, The Outer Worlds 2 is a nice big surprise.
Yep.
Delayed. Calling it. It gets delayed until 2026. I don't think we see it next year at all. Where are you guys?
Oh,
I think I
could see that.
Smart. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys.
I could see that because of the Outer Worlds and the ideas behind the Outer Worlds that I feel like they took a lot of feedback from the first one. They're going to want to address, and a cautious release, I think, is a good idea.
That's fair. Yeah, no, I think we're definitely in for that. The Wolf Among Us 2, man, I don't know where that game is at. It's on the list, but
one day.
I have no idea. Yeah, we'll see. But there's definitely a lot of games coming in for next year. We will not be shy on stuff to play. But stick around. We got a lot more to talk about coming up on ITG.